feel bad for Tabata on this one, but the truth of the matter is that the way that I feel about 15, Final Fantasy 15, is just pure hatred. I don't like the game at all. I don't know what to say. Like, to me, I guess the sentiment is that I can get and understand why some people would find that this one had like the scaffoldings of a real Final Fantasy, and it had, it was just kind of a missed opportunity that didn't actually live up to the expectations. But there was so much that was there that could have been built on top of and developed into something that was real and everything, and it was just disappointment. But to me, my feelings are, this project from the start just wasn't for me. I mean, I got word that eventually that the guy that wrote it was kind of trying to riff off of the BTS phenomenon, and was jealous of the fact that there was this female fandom that was built into the yaoi fandom that went down among women, and that was going absolutely nuts for the absolute rise of BTS, and that was after years of teeny boppers going after oh god, the Backstreet Boys and Sync and all that other stuff. I remember them back in the day. Oh yeah, I was never. I always had a bit more edge to my taste, I just couldn't. So the thing, but not edge, but just tough. Like the music that I like can be very I like metal and EBM and industrial, and a lot of this music is like a lot more brutal. I do have a softer side, but it just wasn't. For me, when it came to that phenomenon, I wasn't gonna be one of the screaming fangirls for it at the very least, and so, for me that softer side usually comes through for being a fan of like female songwriters, but the thing about Final Fantasy 15 though, and keeping it back to that, was just that this guy, apparently took inspiration from wanting to make it into a musical and then turn it into your boy band on a ride. No permanent female party members. So the thing is that if the story isn't for me and the gameplay isn't for me, then I'm not going to scour the system looking for things to love about the game. That's just not, the way that I operate when it comes to my feelings about a game. And I'm not going to sit there and look for the scaffolding of what could have been. That's not me. I'm just going to throw the whole fucking thing in the garbage, like, at that point, and be done with it. And so, when it comes to Final Fantasy 15, I've been a fan of Final Fantasy since like the original, and I, I've come up, I guess since I was in North America, I didn't get the true 2 until many years later, but I, went over to 4 and then 6, and 6 fucking blew my mind. It changed everything, and I've been here, since the very beginning, and I hate 15. I don't. I mean, it has two strikes against it. I don't like the combat system, and I don't like the story. I'm not interested in it. I don't want these characters. I don't want the all male cast. I don't want what they're trying to do and they're trying to construct. I just don't like it. I don't want this story at all. And so, the way that I feel about it is that I'm not going to pick up 15 and look for things to love about it. I mean, there are people, if you did and you picked it up and you found things that you loved about it, good for you. But for me, it's like, it's totally just garbage to me. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in finding anything that I like about it. I'm done with 15 in the biggest way. And like I said, I mean, to me, it's a pretty much fatal flaw that there wasn't permanent female party members. And then it's like, well, that makes it more natural. They don't, they're gonna act different if there's a woman present. And I'm like, yeah, so what? That was part of what was so great about 7 and 10, and what the hell are you doing? Like, so So yeah, no, I'm sorry to the development team. I'm sorry that you spent so much time on it, but no, I mean, give me my money back. I fucking hate this game. Give me my money back.